Good afternoon, everyone. Hope you're enjoying your Saturday. Wanted to do a brief video on AMC so that everyone could get an update on what I'm looking for going into next week. If you like the video, go ahead and hit the like button. And if you want to follow along on a lot of these trades that we're taking, feel free to subscribe to the channel. Going into next week, we really have a few different setups kind of in play in regards to AMC. Still holding shares, pretty high number and quantity of shares overall. But the options play that we added to on Friday was the AMC $5 call position. So on Thursday night's video, we highlighted this barcoding area that we had been seeing over the last few days. So when we were highlighting this area, we actually saw on Friday where we broke down and made it outside of that area and then came down to two levels of support that we had previously identified. So these levels of support were based off of price action that we had seen over the weeks prior to running up to the $6 and $11 ranges. And so going into next week, what I'm monitoring is this channel that we're in. So I went ahead and took it from the high that was back on Monday, June 3rd. And so as we're walking this channel back down, we have had strong bounces off of this channel, and then we've actually seen some consolidation or accumulation based on that support level that we called out on Thursday at $4.72 or 73 cents. So when we broke that level, we came down and then we actually took our position right around the open, and then from there what we did was we added at two different points. So the level that I'm watching for Monday is this $4.45 level. From there, then it would go down to the $4.40 mark. The reason why this $4.40 mark is so critical, and mind you, I'm on the 30-minute chart, so if you wanted to follow along and look at this exact same scenario. So this rectangle that I highlighted here, I just want to kind of zoom in and really take a deeper look at this. So what we have is, if you turn off extended hours trading and wanted to look at this setup, we left a gap on that a run up to $6 level on June 3rd. And what is important about this is that gap was left between $4.40 and $4.47. So we closed some of that on Friday, but we still have this gap here that's highlighted. So I'm sure people are thinking, why does 7 cents matter? Well, the reason why it matters is we are seeing gap fill reversals pretty often in the market. On Friday, we took 6 trades, all 6 trades paid, and all of those were based off of gap fill plays. So it's not that we want to only focus in on taking trades around gap fills, but what this does is this shows me that if we were to fill this gap, we may immediately bounce back up to this upper channel. Well, during this time frame, if we did see that gap fill and we were able to get back up to this upper channel, and if we were able to break that upper channel, it almost looks as if there would be a setup for a push back to that 510, 508 area, because the gap fill would come something like this, and then we'd come up to this level and probably have some kind of zone. But if we could reclaim this upper channel and then use that as support, that is what's going to give us the push back to that $5 range that we desperately need to get back to. So that's why some of these options trades were taken. Also, I have seen in the past where if we had this barcoding area and we did break down, there's been times where we've had a bullish candle, strong bullish candle, to reverse us back into a better situation on these trades. So what I'll be looking for is, of course, if we're going to fill that gap at $4.40 and then come back to the 450, and then if you guys notice, I have these levels kind of highlighted in green versus red that you've seen before. The reason being for this is I want to make sure that everyone has this highlighted, that when we bought shares back, in the $2 to $3 range and then in the low fours, we want to be able to step through this without having a bunch of halts. The halts is what is killing the momentum more than anything else. There's a lot of people, saying now, oh, well, dilution or anything else like that is killing it. It's really these uncontrolled halts and then killing the momentum. And then what that does is that creates panic in these ticker symbols. And what we've seen lately is a high number of halts, a high number of barcoding areas, and then a high number of capitulation based off of those two things. So just be careful how you're taking these trades, and obviously never put too much in a position where you could lose your entire account. Hope you enjoy the rest of your weekend. See you next time.